Hey, what's up? It's your boy, Bobby Sapphire. Today on our show, we talk about some comments that Ron from FFG made about the return policy for defective packs. This is in regards to Carbonite packs not having prestiges in them. Apparently, that what we talk about isn't all true. FFG kind of walked that back today, and they're going to release some new information. Apparently, there's nuance to what stores can and might be willing to accept as damaged and defective. So I don't know. It looks like people should wait for FFG to communicate with them. I don't know how good of an idea that is, but we're going to find out. Anyway, check out the show. Hey, what's up? It's your boy, Bobby Sapphire, and it's time once again for the KTOD Radio podcast. It's episode 36. I've got Justin. What's up, buddy? Nice t-shirt you got there. Who's on that t-shirt?
We got some celebrities on this t-shirt. I don't know who these guys are.
Oh.
But,
that's funny.
Some guy.
That is a nice shirt.
Justin doesn't ever look at the slideshow before I post it, but that picture will come up again today, which is a funny coincidence.
That's cool.
Maddie, my little bro, what's going on, bro?
Top of the morning to you.
Top of the morning to you. I opened this for my little brother yesterday. I don't use showcases, but I know Maddie's been looking for that one.
Yeah.
It's my big pull yesterday.
I might be world's locked after seeing that.
You opened that on stream, which was
good call.
That's one of the best things about like the new set coming out, doing like the opening streams and hanging out.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, it'd be nice if I had some product to open.
Well. My sleeveless brother down there, Steve. What's up, bud?
What it do, baby? Mike keeping all the product for himself.
Listen,
Maddie, did you get
cracking 2 cases yesterday? Meanwhile, us peasants.
I only cracked one, but maybe you know what? That's something that we used to do on this podcast, is just like open packs while we were hanging out. So maybe I'll open the team case a little bit while we're hanging. I don't have anything.
Asking for that opening packs.
I didn't get mine yet. And the FFG box got something happened, but they said they mailed it out before the 4th, so TBD on that one.
Did you put the right address in?
Yes.
Well, I did get my boxes first. I don't know what happened. I don't know if it's because I'm not getting... I got you guys all theme decks. I didn't get me a theme deck, and that's why 2 of the cases came. I didn't even get all the cases that are supposed to be sent to me.
You're going to crack packs right now. One of our earliest streams, Steve was cracking packs in the background, and one of the comments is like, why is this dude cracking... Number one, why is this dude... Hello, he's one of our best friends in the entire world and our podcast teammate, right? Why is this dude cracking packs in the back of the podcast? It's so rude. I remember that comment over a year later, 72 weeks plus, because we've missed them before, right? 36 episodes.
Yeah.
Wow,
Holy
that's
smokes.
amazing.
Yeah, it's crazy.
We're consistent. I would say, this isn't something I planned.
Denver? Is that the only one?
We missed 2 on events that have been... Like, one, I think we're all away, and then one, maybe Denver. But Denver, we just pushed back a week. So I think we've only missed 2 weeks. But the hardest thing about the content game is staying consistent.
Right.
A lot of people make one video and never make a second.
Well, this podcast is actually on a Sunday at 6 a.m. being filmed. The last one was like 4 days before Sunday, and we did the joke about me winning the PQ.
Yeah, that was
and then you won the PQ. I should have led with that. It's been so long. I'm so tired from being up till 1 a.m. every night testing. This is not... It's summer Bobby.
That's why I just went to bed.
Take a nap on the boat later.
It's hard to sleep on the boat, but maybe I'll try.
The hammock, maybe. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, the hammock. That's what's up. All right, so today we're talking about the 4-store meta being confirmed, missing prestige cards in Carbonite packs. We got playtesting tips, then beat 'em or join 'em. Are we playing Han2 or are we beating Han2 at Galactics? So all that and more.
Wait, hold on. Okay. Is missing prestige cards?
Yeah, we're going to talk about it in 2 seconds. So let me just say, this podcast is sponsored by metalfabtokens.com. What a great website. B-Flow will have tons and tons of metal tokens for you at the Galactic Championships. He's going to just have dice. He's going to have all the new stuff. We're working on a KTOD Force token for me. Got a lot of spicy stuff coming up.
I didn't see the blood splatter. Ooh, I might need to get on that.
Oh, I have those.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I have. You could take them if you want. I have.
Mike's got everything.
People just give
He
me
just,
stuff.
he just rashes
wants
what he
to
gives.
First of all,
us.
you guys wanted all the red, green, and blue, and I didn't get any of those because you guys took them all. So, I was stuck with the blood splatter. Like literally, I was like, okay, well, I guess these are mine. But obviously,
he's got the
green
set
light.
6 spoiler too. He just won't show it to me.
Imagine.
Yeah, so check out this website. It sponsors our podcast, sponsors our team. He did ask us for all the shirt sizes for Worlds,
Maybe.
so he's got something else cooked up for Worlds. He obviously is just like very generous. He made us this insane Yeti water bottle.
Water
Say
bottle?
container. Yeah, dude. 6 a.m. I am hurting, man. My recall is not firing right now. I also want to shout. Beeflo, also one of our VIPs. Want to shout out our VIPs. Maddie, you want to take this one?
Yeah, man, I just want to say, like, we are so lucky to have everyone in our community, and then, like, the VIPs, like, supporting us on another level. Like, we really appreciate that, and, like, all the things that they're doing. Like, Travis is cooking up some stuff for the community for Worlds that I'm really excited about. No spoilers there. Like, when you go to events, you're going to see M with her, cadre of people, and, like, it just becomes this, like, snowball rolling down the hill, and like everyone in there, such like a good community member too, and like I can't wait for all the hangs. Like that's like the sickest thing is like watching that little snowball roll down the hill with new friends, and like the VIPs really champion that. So we really appreciate you guys.
What was that word you said? Cadre?
Yeah, I'm like, what does cadre mean?
Cadre? A cadre is like a group of people that's like crony, like it's not negative. It's like your crew. Your crew is your cadre.
There you go.
Man, that's the second word this week that I learned from Mike.
We might
have all these. I have all
What
these
was that other one
keywords
you
that I
said?
use.
You said something in the chat, and I was like, "Huh, interesting."
I don't remember, but we might have a god box on our hand. 2 packs, 2 legendaries.
Ooh,
Is every card a legendary here? I don't remember what word that was, but I do like words.
You got the best legendary. It's
Bendu?
yes.
I just saw the Bendu Prestige for the first time. That looks pretty sweet.
Yeah, I jinxed it. It's this idiot. It's this magic card.
Man, yeah, I know. He's like he's like a magic card that the Shambler or whatever is like just like a bad magic card. Like they just didn't like want to risk it for the biscuit. It's like here's this guy that won't do anything. Like, you're already banning stuff, man. Take the shot.
Take it.
Take the
shot.
Banning enough.
Well, they're not banning things, I guess.
Well, yeah,
That's fair.
I don't know.
All right.
Fourth wall.
Apparently,
Go to our
they
shop.
can't even figure out how to do pack distribution either. So,
All right, check
I
out
don't
our
care about that.
check out our shop
out
on
our-
Fourth Wall. We have awesome gear. We're not wearing any of it at the moment. Not the great
All my
great
stuff
sales.
is in
Actually,
box.
everyone was, and then everyone changed right before, so it happens. Yeah, all my stuff is still unwrapped. All my World's gear is still in its package, waiting to be worn. But that's our
With
shop.
the move, all my stuff is everywhere.
You can access this through the link or just on our YouTube page. You can this link will pop up when we talk about it.
Yeah.
All right, so first things first, newest news. Yes, Steve. Many Carbonite packs are missing the Prestige card, and every single pack of Carbonite is supposed to have 1 Prestige. People, if you've been on the Facebook page, you have seen these comments. So it's basically all over Facebook, and it's all over the Discords too. Ron from FFG, it's the weekend, right? So like people are freaking out. They're not going to get a call back from customer service, and like FFG probably has.
Whoa, hold on.
What?
If it was a weekday, would they get a call back from customer service?
No,
'Cause
I didn't.
still don't know where my Luke is. No one's gotten back to me on that, and that's been a
A
couple
weekend
months.
of release, so like you probably should have some people working after this call. I have to go into my office because we're starting some.
It's not the
come up.
weekend to release. Next week's release. It's
Well,
pre-release.
pre-release.
It's pre-release
Pre-release,
weekend, and they do us a favor by saying like, you guys can buy cards if you go to a pre-release or whatever. Anyway, Ron from FFG brought this up, and it's just like if you bought something defective from Best Buy, right? You'd bring it back to Best Buy. You wouldn't call Sony or LG. If you're missing your Prestige cards, bring the purchase back to the store. The retailer can replace or refund, and they have a process for FFG to compensate for damaged or defective products. So bring the packs back, or maybe, honestly, maybe you want to open them at the shop so there's no funny business.
That's what I was gonna say. Because how do you prove it?
If you hear this, I'm returning all of my boxes. None of them had Prestige in it.
Because I go home, I crack my Prestige, then I come back to the store and I got my wrap. Where are my wrappers?
Yeah, but it's not gonna cost the store or anything. They don't really care.
No,
it's just
they get refunded. I'm sure there are some small stores that are going to be a pain in the butt about it, especially since this is the info's coming off of a Facebook post. But I'd rather that than people freak out. I just posted this to Facebook because it just seemed like every post I was looking at was about this.
Well, so when I was a toll collector, Mike, I caught a counterfeiter. And what he did was
Detective Matty.
Yeah, I know. His counterfeits were not very good.
Was it coins?
No, it was bills. They were not great. But what he did was he went in one lane, exchanged a fake 20, then did a loop to the closest station and went to a new lane. But I was running the brakes that day, which meant I was in every lane. So I got him the next time. You act like
floater, yeah.
I just acted like nothing was going on. And I wrote down all his info and gave the Secret Service deals with counterfeits. But anyway, the point that I'm trying to make is, what if somebody takes that show on the road and they go around to different places and is hey, I got
does FFG deserve that if they can't even figure out how to make a pack?
Obviously you'd have to buy carbo from different shops, right? You couldn't just roll up, but I feel like it's just so
well, you have to give the pack
ambiguous.
back, I believe.
Yeah, okay, yeah, fair.
But
okay.
I don't know the whole process, but hopefully people don't scam it to the detriment of the community. But if people want to run their scams, Steve said, this is why quality control exists.
Yeah, you just swap out the legend in the pack, and I don't know. That'd be so bad for a game where you can't really sell the cards that much. But
I know the cards aren't worth anything.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know. I was trying to buy Anakin's yesterday, and the Anakin Prestiges are $50.
That is, yeah. I would love to live in a world where the cards were selling for a bit, and they made some cool stuff for price support. Anakin is sweet though, so I get it.
I'd love to live in a world where the packs are the cards they're supposed to have in them. But
amen, brother. Although I don't think we bought any carbo this set, so big brain.
The Cypher never had any problems with that.
Well, right. I don't feel anything I've ever really played has had issues with quality control, other than very random, a blank, which ended up actually being a chase card or something. Because,
right.
Cloud City had those boxes where they were all rares. Remember at one point, Cloud City had God boxes, and all the cards were rares. But other than that, that's the only thing I've ever seen.
I don't remember that. I remember Reflections 1 reprint having 6 Cloud City rares in them.
Maybe that's what it was.
That wasn't that wasn't
Dude,
that big.
You guys don't remember with Magic? I opened in a brand new box, early 2000s. I opened a dual land.
Yeah, but that was a treasure.
no, I know, that's the joke.
It was what the hell?
That was so sick.
What the hell?
I was in New Zealand. I opened the green-white dual land.
I do remember that.
That was cool.
That was cool.
They should do that.
Versus didn't have that problem. I don't know. It was supposed
the
weird.
Only time I can think of legitimately something having that problem was Japanese Hoth. They printed. They forgot to include. They doubled up on light side rare ones, and so there's 25% of the distribution is dark side rare ones, and 75% is light side rare ones. I keep trying to say heroic and villainy.
Bought cards, that's the thing. You wouldn't. I don't think I've ever opened a pack and not had a rare, or not had the contents in any game. Maybe the spoils.
Buying a Reflections plaque with no foil in it.
And does FFG print it themselves, or isn't it printed stateside or somewhere they can actually
Yeah, it's printed in Texas now.
Yeah.
How is it?
So it's not listen, it's still your fault if it's somewhere where you maybe you have to use a service for your quality control. I don't know, but
Yeah.
Either way.
yeah, not good. Come on, guys, let's go pick it up.
One more
all I
problem
gotta
to
say
add
about
to the
that.
pile. All right. No updates to the suspended list. We can talk about that. Obviously, the news is a few days old by now, but we haven't talked about it together
Right.
on this pod. So I want to get your thoughts on that. And then also, the 3 cards they announced that they were watching are Force Throw, General's Blade, and Force Lightning. I would love to get your thoughts on that as well.
One of them is not like the other.
I think these are like, other than Force
General's
Throw,
Blade's not the other
who?
ones?
General's
don't
Blade.
think- I don't-
see General's Blade be on the watch list because it cheats mana and it does some pretty crazy things. If you tested set 5, which I imagine almost all of us have at this point.
But
you
you go, yeah.
What does it do? Is this the removal spell? Like, I don't. really
Force
get it.
Lightning costs so much. Like, I don't understand why Force Lightning's on this list.
I mean-
like, it's a very good card, but like, it does what it needs to do, and you have to pay for it.
Right.
I don't even think General's Blade should be on this list. There's a lot of counterplay there. Force Throw's the one with the like. Why isn't KTOD? Like, they talked about when they dropped this game of like, hey, we don't want it to be so easy to have card draw. And like, yeah, Ethos changed. They got new people in, but like, I see KTOD as more of a problem than like Force Lightning. Like, it's so easy to draw 2 cards now, and like everything's becoming about that. I think they're just playing, and like, I guess I woke up on the wrong side of the bed today. They're just not like, they're just playing post rotation. Like, they're not even playing this. So they're just asking people what they think, and that's what we're getting. Because these 3 cards, like, I think 2 are not like the other.
Yeah,
But if I'll give like General's Blade, like the drunk guy on the podium in 3rd place. or
It's
whatever.
very hard to. It's very hard if your whole deck isn't skewed against dealing with something that suits up on turn 2 to come back from a turn 2 General's Blade. Like, we played a game yesterday, Matt. The game was over in 3 turns because of General's Blade.
Yeah, on the flip
I
side,
think
though,
that's
you
a
do
good
that,
thing,
and then
though.
you get Edict, and you just done, the game's just done too.
I completely agree.
It goes both ways.
Yeah, I'm just.
You can also sideboard against it.
I think
like that's
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
I think
I know,
and
you're
there's
right.
upgrade hate everywhere because they made a whole mechanic that's defeated by upgrade hate. I love Force Lightning. I think it's really great. It's a good card. It's scary to me that this is on the watch list only because they're like, wait, a card is good? No, all the cards have to be bad.
Has anyone even played it? Has
Yeah,
someone won a PQ with Force Lightning?
Oh, no,
I don't-
not yet. It only started getting good like 3 days ago.
But like, why
3
is
days
it
from
good?
now. Because it kills everything.
Yeah, and you have to.
Oh,
It's,
so they're just saying, "Hey, we're doing this because of there's more Jedi and Force." I guess. These are the trigger off of it.
Yeah.
But like, yeah.
But
I killed a
mine
Chewbacca
doesn't-
ship yesterday for 4, which was great.
That's awesome. I love that. 'Cause
Yeah.
now you have counterplay to Chewbacca.
I
you know what
completely
mean?
agree. I think it's really good. That's why it's scary. But yeah, Justin's right, I think.
Is no glory going to be on that because it does it
Right.
for 5? Like,
Yep.
No, I think you're right that saying that it's like all force payoff stuff. They're just like, ooh, force payoff, it could be too strong. We're going to look at all the things that say keyword force. I mean, look at the kind of force ballers we have
We got
in
ballers.
this set
Oh, nice pack,
that can
God.
be force throwing, general's blading, or force lightninging.
Maddie and Steve, what do you think you think for this team box? What are the odds that these cards ever make it our way?
I already bought 3 Anakins on my own because I knew we'd need some.
Anything that
You know
might
what?
three
I'm
up.
actually not that upset because what's gonna end up happening is it's gonna be like July 19th, and I'm gonna shoot Mike a text, be like, "Hey, I need you to build me this deck," and then July 20th, I'll have
It'll
it.
be done.
Work,
Yeah.
So
work
I'm not too
smarter.
upset about it.
Work smarter.
He may
I
have.
think I might give
parallel,
Mike
but
my
I have
whole
I have a
collection.
deck builder.
For the same reason.
Yeah, let's give them everything.
Yeah, I mean, listen, watching is fine, I guess, but like, I don't know how KTOD's not on there to watch. Like,
I mean, the same people that didn't ban Force Throw didn't include KID. Like, it's not.
yeah, I wonder, like, but like, I guess my if you don't like, if you draw a bunch of cards, like your KTOD, I mean, your Force Throw is better. If you can't draw the cards, then it's a really decision if you Force Throw yourself or your opponent. So like, I really think it's the injection of the card draw more than the Force Throw. But before, so it's pretty hard to play around. Like, you can't play around it in the same way.
Yeah, I mean, spoiler. So they gave us the maybe the
Dude, we do honestly in the last two, like they've come full circle because the spoilers we got in the beginning were so dog water, and then we got Salvage, which is like a really cool pet card that if the game continues to like grow, I don't know, get your prestige right. Like that could be like a card you're playing in the Eternal format. Luke was very good, and then we got Kiadi.
What was our spoiler this set?
Kiadi and Internet Warrior.
That's the restore.
Oh, really? That's
Yeah,
why.
2 great cards. Like honestly, they've been hooking us up. So maybe I shouldn't be so grouchy.
I would love for them to ban one of our spoiler cards. We could really make some videos around that.
Yeah.
All right. Let's talk Galactic Championship. I put this slide in here in case there's anything stray we wanted to talk about. Steve, what's the day count? You get the counter up on your screen at all times?
No, it's on my phone. Whenever I log
17
in,
days or something.
I log into my Delta app. To make
I guess
sure
I could do math.
First Pass needs to get an upgrade.
Nice.
I check it like every day.
Yeah, about 17 days. 16 days, I guess, from time of release.
15 days until check-in for me, baby.
Nice.
I'm flying down on Tuesday, though.
Nice.
Well, hopefully it's 21 days until we're preparing for day 3. That's ideally what's going on.
Yeah.
That was really fast math.
That's the dream.
Sunday.
Me and Mike will be day 1 boys, but
Yep.
grinding it out.
And it's interesting because we have a different meta to sort of take into account here. You know, like the day 2 meta can really focus on, I guess, like the higher tier of deck, but maybe higher tier of deck. Probably less chaff though, right? Like
there's gonna be a ton of numpties in day 2.
Yeah, but
there still are, but
they
I
all
agree,
want a
like,
PQ though.
Yeah, I mean,
with a presumably a good deck.
There are some kind of the PQs vary wildly, but I agree with Mike though. Like, I think that your deck selection does change a tiny bit because like I think that in day 1 you need to be just playing the best cards, whereas like day 2 you could play a silver bullet deck. You could play something being like, okay, I see this hole in the meta, I'm just gonna go for it because you have a whole one less day, and presumably like the decks that you're targeting will do well in day 1. So
it's still gonna be 500 something people though. You know, it's gonna be massive. It's like playing Denver, Minneapolis all over again. You know, like I don't think.
Yeah, it's just all those players qualified in a way that like meant that they had to play well. So like even someone who maybe copied a deck and won a PQ with it is still like, oh shoot, when I play a good deck, good things happen. So let me keep playing good decks.
Yeah, I think there's that effect. I guess the day 2 meta could have more people like just playing the deck they queued with, which would be weird. So you'd see like more like Kira, like Rays and Sabines maybe. But I can't see people getting stuck like on that energy. I mean, I would treat it like, hey, you're playing set 5, prepare for it, do the best you can, really play the best deck. I guess theoretically, day 2 could have a little bit more of like people trying to do what Maddie was saying. But I don't know. I just feel like it's gonna be.
It's always tough.
I guess we'll find out.
Yeah,
people have wildly different tournaments. Like it always happens. Like I played against Zero Vader in Minneapolis, right? And then other people played it multiple times. Or like I played against 3 Sabines. People played against Zero. Stuff like
Mike played no Django's on like the first 7 rounds in Denver,
and then played 6 in a row. Yeah,
played 6 in a row. Streaks are a real thing.
I have a question, but I don't know when to pose it. Is like, what would this world's meta look like if they just like had unbanned Django and unbanned Boba? I think that would have been
a lot of Boba.
You think it would have just been Boba?
Boba Force, like Boba.
I mean, I still hope that someday Justin and I find the time to do the Boba v Django at their peaks.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That'd be sick. I think that's a good question. I don't know. Boba's armor's pretty broken.
Well, that's
Boba's armor.
Yeah, but what
Boba
happens when
Force
you just tap him down?
If they have Boba's armor, they can't tap him down.
Yeah,
Boba's armor, you can't get tapped down.
You can't.
Well, it just prevents the damage.
It soaks 2 damage at a time.
You'd have to do like 3. Yeah.
Right, and so then like, do you play things that do 3 damage? Like, do you play Force Throw just to tap, Force Choke just to tap them? Stuff like that.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, that's a good point.
So that'd be my guess, but yeah, I think a lot of Boba.
Boba.
I'd play Django without a doubt.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Without TDR, it's also kind of tough. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Django lost
right.
bunch of the stuff. Boba only lost him. So if he came back, he'd be at full power.
Yeah, that's a good
You'd have
point.
to
Without
bring
TDR, it's tough.
TDR because you said at the peak, so
Yeah.
Yeah, unban.
Oh yeah, I was thinking if they unban, but yeah, at the peak.
I guess
yeah.
unban everything is what I'm saying. Like, give me Tech back or give me DJ back. Like, let's just go for it.
yeah.
All right.
Ban Force.
Over OP meta.
I'd still be playing Han 2 Blue Force Throw.
I mean, is that good?
All right, now we're gonna talk playtesting tips. Maddie's playtesting tip was more sideboard games, right on time, right as he gets interrupted by his son.
Marshall comes to hang out. Hey, bud. Oh, that's very nice. Okay, so one thing that I don't, so like whenever I give a tip, like it's something also like I don't do enough of, and like play sideboard games is so huge. In like, I'll give an example. In Minnesota, Minnesota did that pick up? That was unreal.
Yeah.
I played a lot of game threes. Like you play 2 of your 3. If you go to game 3, you play 2 or your 3 games post boarded. A lot of matchups can shift post board. Like you can have whole transformative sideboard plans. Like that's where I would get in the weeds. Like understand where you need to be in game 1, but I would really start like with 1 week to go, understanding the nuances of post board. I think that's like the most important thing. I won a lot of post board games in Minnesota because of it. Like when I was following Mike's runs on Django, like he was or anytime like a big game 3 guy.
I'm a big lose game 1 guy.
yeah. Like I remember watching that, and so like, get comfortable in the post board, and I think that's where you pick up a lot of like rounds that you wouldn't want.
Post board games, so I think you're onto something there, Maddie.
Boom, there you go. Steve's gonna practice post board to win.
Steve
more.
also was like, most of the tournament in Denver, I didn't sideboard. I sideboard like 1 or 2 cards, so he doesn't need to, which is also a strategy. Yeah, more than half of your games are sideboarded, so like you might as well get the reps in. One of the things I'm focusing on for the like my side coaching class this week is that I have everyone building their perfect anti-aggro version. Like they had to have their core cards that they can't take out, so like they can't just do like 50 anti-aggro cards, but then like build the best version that's anti-aggro, anti-control, and then like anti-mid-range, and then we're going to use that to sort of like build sideboard plans for next week.
That's dope.
I played at that PQ in Philly. I played against Han 2 round 2, Han 2 green, the Maddie's deck. And game 1 he smoked me because he did his things. And game 2 he plays open fire on turn 2, which is like okay, whatever. Then he plays like a sideboard removal card. I don't even know the name of it. It did something weird. And I was like, oh, you boarded into like mono removal. Cool. Like this is going to be really easy for me because my leader comes out earlier and I'm just going to play cards every single turn. And you're never going to threaten me, so we can just keep going this way. And that's I lost game 1 but I won games 2 and 3 based completely around that. So don't make your deck weird post board either if you don't have to. Like your game 1 is your game 1 for a reason. So like I think like the small tweaks to sideboards is like good, but to Maddie's point, practicing, like adding cards to a deck can be impactful. Like you don't need to go like 8 in, 8 out. You know what I mean?
I think it's a great point. Like over sideboarding, taking out your threats, not understanding the game plan, that's great for you though. Worked out great.
Yeah.
Mike, why are you looking at that box? You're silent over there.
Oh yeah, I showed you the good stuff.
He ripped. He doesn't have to give it to you.
I know,
Bro,
but
I'm a very generous lover with cards. No, we haven't pulled anything good since the Anakin or the Grogu. I would be showing. We're more than halfway through box 2. Box 2's been really bad. It was a father legacy run. Always too hyper. No, we've yet to see an Adigalia or a Yaddle. So this is a rough box. Syndralig.
Oh, yeah.
This is like the bad run. Legacy run.
Dude, if that guy said graveyard as well or discard, I think he'd be cool.
They don't like to do that. They don't like. No. I mean,
I thought that would have been sick.
They don't like good cards.
They don't like graveyard like recursion.
Sith Holocron. Yeah, it's been. I mean,
There's very few.
lot of chaff. We've got like 4 good cards so far. No Ogdobogos. All right. Next up is Justin's playtest tip. Know your build around. We talked about this a little bit last night. So I threw these in 2 like of the major build arounds that we got going on in this set. KTOD Force Throw, Darth Vader ECL.
Yeah, and I think we've been talking a lot about Force Throw in this podcast, but I think like I'm not sold that it's the top thing. I think it's certainly incredible, KTOD Force Throw, but I think that Vader ECL is potentially like I think we have a team testing session coming up. I think there's a world where like we come out of that and we're like, all right, the Vader decks are beating the Force Throw decks because what he does is super powerful. And then I think there's other spaces to build around. So like these are 2 main build arounds, and I think like they have clumps of cards associated with them too. Like you've got Force Throw, KTOD, and then like all the other Force payoff stuff. Figuring out if it's blue or green that's best. Like we saw General's Blade. I don't think it's yellow. And then obviously the Vader colors are with this combination with ECL is going to include like Overwhelming Barrage, and like it seems like Kira might be the front runner, but there's other decks. There's Kylo's, but then there's also like if you think about like Tarkin Town based decks, you're thinking around like just aggressive decks like Vader and Vader Space and Sabine. So like kind of navigating to what you want to do in the meta, kind of we were talking about with like what day 1's going to look like, what day 2's going to look like, and then finding the best shell there. I think is going to be important because even though I do think there is a front runner with Force Throw, as Maddie was saying, like drawing the cards of KTOD, I do think there's like the power level on a lot of things has creeped up. Data Vault is a card that we're not necessarily seeing on these slides. So like yeah, you have Vader ECL, but like there's Data Vault might be the most broken card in the game. So like I think there's space to find what you want to do. And then the step 2 is like find the best version of that. But I think you do need like World's 3 weeks away, 2.5 weeks away. You probably need to narrow your focus to like 2 things, right? Like if you're saying, okay, I'm gonna test Sabine one day, then I'm gonna test Vader the next day, then I'm gonna test like Quinlan the next day, then I'm gonna test KTOD the next day, then I'm gonna test a Vader deck the next day. Then hey, what about like something yellow blue, like a Gar Saxon or something like that? Like at a certain point, you do need to narrow your focus. So I think
Talking about CJ.
Shot fired.
I also feel this energy. I've been all over the place a little bit.
Well, and it's natural because
Maybe you want to test a Yoda deck and play this Hyperfoil Yoda.
That's spicy.
That's a sweet rip. Is he legendary?
He is.
He is.
Nice.
I don't know if you saw me get the hard plastic out.
I think you need to say, is my Force deck going to... Like, once you narrow down, you can say, like, all right, do I want to be playing Yoda? Do I want to be playing Keller and Yoda? Or do I want to be playing Luke Skywalker and, Shatter Points? So, the other blue cards. So, like, that's it. Once I narrow down my Vader, it's like, okay, ECL, Data Vault, which one's better, right? Is it Kira that's my leader? What's up with this Kylo? So I think that's where I'd be at. That's where I am at, actually, right now. It's just, like, trying to narrow my focus.
Steve, are we missing any build-arounds?
I don't think so.
Oh, all right. I don't know if you wanted to talk about your secret deck that you're bringing to the hangout.
Not a secret deck, but like...
I didn't know if you wanted to say it's lightsabers.
It's not. I tried that for about half of the day yesterday, actually.
Well, Minoc lightsabers. That's my.
The new build-around is Minoc Darksaber.
I was trying to jam General's Blade and Yoda's lightsaber into everything yesterday.
Okay.
See, I don't think I've told you. You know how like sometimes you get bricked by a big Sentinel, like if you're playing like Sabine or like Darksaber decks, and you're like
they flip their Kylo. It's GG. It's
like, oh, I play Kylo. You can't get around that Sentinel. You can't play your lightsaber. Enter Minoc.
Hear us out.
All the upgrades say you can't play them on a vehicle.
Right.
Minoc is a space creature, so you can General's Blade.
Why do I feel like I'm missing something here?
Hear us out.
You can attack a ship with the Darksaber.
There's space creatures now, so they can hold all those lightsabers that used to say that do say, do not attach to a vehicle.
You can put
like space whales with
all the Purgles can hold lightsabers.
And
chopping ships in half.
Hear
I
us.
have no clue what you guys are talking about right now. but that's cool.
That's it. That's it. You can just put lightsabers in space for creatures.
Last night's gummy didn't wear off. It's still going.
Did they make a Minoc?
Yeah, they made a Minoc.
Yeah,
They
it's a
made
2-3.
they made
Oh, did
space
they?
creatures. They made space creatures. These
No, I
creatures.
knew they made the Purgles, but I thought the Minoc talk was like a reference to SWCCG.
No,
I
it's
didn't
a-
realize they made a Minoc.
It's
It's
a-
going to do it as basically the concept is all of the vehicles could never carry upgrades, but like
Okay.
so now you can just play whales,
Yeah.
Minocs,
Minoc is a 2/3 space creature overwhelm.
and you can just put
Overwhelm.
lightsabers on them.
So
Oh, cool.
if it's got a dark saber, it can fly over the Conquer Dawn Interceptor. It can kill, plow through, overwhelm through.
Interceptor.
I barely know her.
It's a meme. But yeah.
All right.
It's a meme.
Steve's playtesting tip: build your own deck.
Yes, sir. I don't know. I've always been the type of person that likes to play my own deck. I don't like net decking. I feel like there's something added bonus. You know it a little bit better. You know how to approach a tournament a little bit better with it. It just feels like everything's just a little bit better. That being said, more than likely, when you do build your own deck, it's not going to be the best deck in the format. But I'm okay with that. I actually did build a deck yesterday for the weekend, our little weekend hangout. Just grabbed all the boxes, sat down at the kitchen table, and started pulling some stuff out, which I thought was pretty interesting because it's Kylo Data Vault that I'm working on. But actually, I've just like rifling through cards, I found like a pretty sweet little combo that I didn't have in my SWU database, whatever you call it, deck list. But General Grievous, because I'm splashing light side or heroic lightsabers
Yeah.
to turn on Anakin. General Grievous can actually carry those lightsabers
Without
and like
paying
having
a cost.
4/4
Without the penalty.
without paying the cost. Yeah, so having like a 4/4 body on 3 is pretty good too, especially
Right.
against all the 2/4s.
And then if you want to play a 2-cost heroic lightsaber, then yeah, more power to you.
Yeah, although I was just playing Jedi lightsabers. I didn't know about that other card until Justin mentioned it last night, and I just can't find it in through database. Like I don't understand how you play a blue heroic card in a blue villainy deck.
Yeah.
The filters.
Well,
it's like broken.
You broke
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
This-
it's tough because if it shares an aspect.
This is a
Yeah.
cool like Rebels themed triple rare
You have
pack.
to search it. Maybe I don't know.
Hyper rare, regular rare, foil rare.
Steve,
So I'm bringing Kylo Data Vault to the
you got to
team
get
hand.
in the deck threads, my man. Get in there.
Why have people been talking about the Grievous thing?
It was brought up like the other week, but no one's
That's
like.
fine.
didn't
I'm,
know.
I'm okay,
No, I'm just
okay
saying,
not-
like,
I love
not
it.
innovating. You know?
Well, no. I think like, but here's the thing. This is the part that I wanted to sort of like comment on about this tip, because you can build your own deck. You can see how it works. You'll have an intimate knowledge of how you want it to work, how you want it to play out. But then after you get games with it, after you test with it, you can go see what other people are doing and see if you
and
missed
then-
anything. See if they have any other great ideas that you can apply. But starting with that intimate knowledge is huge.
Yeah, but if I did that, then someone would have tried to convince me to play Ewing Reinforcement in Denver, and then I probably could have just won the whole thing. But that's neither here nor there.
Well, that's because
I won't play that card ever.
your other playtesting tip is YOLO.
That's, yeah.
Build your own deck,
Mike,
but YOLO.
Mike had us fill out a questionnaire about what our deck tier list was, and where we're bringing it for the hang. And my response was just
YOLO.
something. I'm not doing all this homework. So yeah, I'll play. I'm gonna see how the Kylo Data Vault does at the hang this weekend, and otherwise, I'm just playing Han 2 Blue.
Yeah, I'm hyped to
Playing
try.
PID and Force Pro, and that's just the end of it.
Yeah, I want to try this Grievous thing. All right, my playtesting tip is hone your mental game. Don't
Yeah, that's a good
tilt.
one.
I got the sweet picture up here that Justin has on his shirt. I think I was inspired because Justin had that shirt on the other day too.
That day
Listening,
might have been 6 in the morning.
the one thing that Steve and I like to do is listen to music while we're playing. I think that's really not while we're playing, in between rounds. For me, I even listen to the same song all day because I just feel.
Oh, I did too in Denver.
Yeah,
pretty
it
much.
just feel it puts me in the same.
All day.
Every day,
Yeah.
like right before the round
do.
starts. Yeah, I'll listen to different music in between rounds, but before the round starts, I put on my song for the tournament and just sort of like reset my mind to that one space that I want to keep getting in.
Same.
Don't try like practice not tilting off against your opponents. By doing that, you're actually like like you're gonna play badly. If you're playtesting, you can kind of like take a break and shake it off, but in a tournament you can't. You've got another round starting in 10 minutes. So like if you lose a heartbreaker with time called, like you really only have a couple seconds to get your head back in the game. So listen to a song, have a sip of something with some sugar in it, take a pee break. But practicing these things, Justin, like from our days of like grinding moto PTQs, like I would get dressed, I would shower, get dressed, I would drive to go get a coffee, I would come back, I'd pretend like I was driving to work, I'd set up a space in my house, and I'd be like, all right, I'm at work now. Like practice the way you play, like give yourself opportunities to focus and sharpen your mental game.
Man, Moto BTQs, those were the days.
I got something for you. Someone in our Discord yesterday said that they know for a fact that we're getting limited PQs for this set.
Oh yeah, Steve, you didn't hear this.
Oh, that's cool.
What?
Yeah. What do you
I
think
mean, I
about
knew
that?
they were mulling it, but I didn't know it was official or like.
The rare's gonna be in the packs?
I didn't even know they were considering it. Like, I don't
Can you
know.
imagine
There's no way. There's no
skill
way.
pool, and
You tell me who told you that?
you didn't get the right rares or something?
It was
How
someone. It was someone just like a regular person who says that they've heard that it's like that they know.
Maybe they know where my Luke is.
It's not. It wasn't an FFG person. It was just
on
like
the printer right now.
Bro, if I get to Vegas
dude.
and they tell me, "Oh, we mailed you your Luke," I'm gonna lose my mind. I probably won't play day 2 and just like boycott the whole thing.
that'll get them.
Show up with like red paint and like splash it all over the place.
No, we gotta win.
Like
Win Worlds.
Animal
You get
activists
the
do.
Vader champion card, and you'll never get that either. But like,
Just get to the finals and screw.
This is the Anakin
Not
case,
Annie.
Justin. No Vaders
Not
in this
Annie.
case, but this is the Anakin case. It looks like my other case was a Vader case, and this be the Anakin case. Halfway
That's good,
through,
'cause
we
I
already
need
have
3 of
2.
each for my Kylo deck.
Yes.
good.
Well, that's why I bought some Anakins, because I was like, if I opened a whole case with 0, we are just going to be behind.
Yeah, that's fair.
Boom.
All right. Any other mental game tips?
no, I think it's a good one. I think
It
there's
is
a
so
lot
important. Yeah.
of layers there.
It's tough to
the mental-
practice is the thing, because you're just not in that high pressure situation. But I think you can practice some small things, like just not letting your frustration get the best of you. Play best of 3s, like Maddie said, but then but really focus on like shaking off that game 1 loss.
Yeah, make some stakes to your practice. That'll help. Someone has to run and get the food or buy a drink or whatever. And then I'd give yourself mantras, like pump yourself up a little bit, give yourself mantras, say it until it's true. I own game 3s. I own game 3s. And yeah, you're not going to win them all. But I think if you can trick yourself a little bit and get into a good headspace and get comfortable, you'll do it. There were rounds in Minnesota where I just said I would lose game 1. I said, I am not losing this round.
That's
And
great.
that happened twice. And that's 2 more rounds that I made it in date, made to day 2 or made it, to
It's huge.
to when I was top 16 in the last round. And there was one round that I lost that I easily should have won, but I tilted the other way. I punted. I won game 1. I punted game 2. I couldn't let it go that I punted, and I could have been X1 going into day 2. You know what I mean? So it is so important. That's all I got to say about that.
It's funny you say just say it till you believe it, because when I was thinking about this and I was thinking about I used to not be so nice until I just kept telling myself I was nicer than I am, and then I just became nicer outwardly.
You're too nice now, though. You got
Yeah,
soft.
gone too far.
I know.
That guy's cool.
Another legendary. Put it in the pile with the others. All right. Next up, I forget what we're talking about next, but are you gonna beat him or are you gonna join him? Maddie, you did a meta prediction video last week or a couple days ago on Thursday. I think a lot of us believe that most of the meta is going to be Han. It's going to be some kind of Han 2 force throw deck. As it stands right now, Do you want to beat him, or do you want to join him?
I'd like to beat him, but I have no problem joining him.
I'm not sold that it's going to be that big. I think it's great. Good deck. Best deck, but I'm not sold it's Django territory. And I think there's other things that I want to explore before saying it. So I think I'm going to beat him right now. I'm gonna say I'm going to be playing Darth Vader. Potentially.
Why do you think it won't be that big? Like, what percentage of the meta do you think will be Hantu blue green?
I don't think it's necessarily like a single deck Hantu Force Throw is going to necessarily sit alone right now. I think it could be the best deck, but I also think that I think that Kira could still be top dog here. I think that maybe we test a bunch this weekend and we see Sabine aggroing these decks out, and there's a line to be found. I think it's one of 4 or 5.
Minoc hyper for you, Steve.
There you go, Steve.
That's for you.
Like I said, on my slide when I was talking about the playtesting tips, find your build arounds. I think it's the strongest build around. I do. Well, I don't necessarily think it's the strongest build. I think that and Vader are the 2 strongest build arounds. And then I think there's a couple underneath that are very strong.
All right, so here's.
I don't think we're talking about.
Why are we not playing a Vader Force Throw deck? I guess you don't have a way to put him into play.
You don't have a way to make Vader.
You don't. There's no way to ambush him in blue red.
Yeah.
Unless you want to play Force Throw for 3, which isn't that crazy.
Oh.
No, Force Throw for 3 isn't a bad idea.
We've tried it a bunch and it's never landed, but this could be the time, because if you draw enough cards, you're okay paying 3, because you're gonna self throw and it's gonna be infinite damage. If you had a 3 cost, discard a card and deal 10 or whatever, you take it. So
I don't know.
did Steve answer? Because I muted for a sec. Okay, so my answer is I want it to be the beat 'em. I'm not I like finding my edge outside of the mirror. It's just how my brain works. I don't really get in the noodles. I like to be a little different. But I am increasingly in the join 'em, especially because I had success with Hantu, albeit a very different shell. So I kind of know some of the stuff. Leaning towards join 'em, I think it's just really strong, but we'll see.
It's days like today that I'm thankful we are not one of those teams that are everyone has to play the team deck.
Yeah.
Because I know that it's good, and I know a lot. I know a lot of people are gonna fall back on it, and I could see if people on our team are I'm not feeling anything else, so I'm just gonna play this thing that I know is busted. I don't want to play it, and I like that no one's gonna give me a hard time if I don't.
Yeah, that's the other reason why I've been kind of a little bit all over the place in terms of trying new things, because I know that we have some of the more popular things on lock, so it's let me just go off on an island for a second, see if I can find anything worth bringing back to the tribe, and if not, just leave it out there on the shore.
Justin, I know you haven't been looking necessarily at the screen, but I just opened a Grand Inquisitor and a Qui-Gon. Those are the last 2 legendaries. Yeah.
Those are good ones. I opened a Grand Inquisitor yesterday.
Yeah, Inquisitor's really good. I really like the regular one too. The Prestige, I think the Prestige is cool as well. But I
think the Prestiges of this set are sick. It's too bad that they're not in the packs.
I need someone to sell me 3 Hyperspace Darth Tyrannus, because that's a starter card. I didn't realize. I'm working on my Hyper Talzin deck right now.
Oh, Talzin I think is pretty strong.
Yeah, I like Talzin.
There's still so many options. That's where I think that's where I'm at. We have the playtestings. I think if it all comes down to it and Hantu's the best, I'll play it. But I just think it's still early.
Yeah, I think it's
early.
One of those
16 days.
Do you know how many decks we made the morning of, or the date? We made a lot of decks within a couple days.
There is something to pressure creating the diamond, right? We know that when push comes to shove, we're going to make good decisions, or we're going to make educated decisions, because we've been playtesting so hard for so long.
Saying the guy with bad decision tattooed on his arm.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
Listen, it's on there for a reason
We're gonna
to
make good
remind
decisions. Don't worry.
to remind us that we will make good decisions. Because it's true, like, all right, the decisions might not be good, but when push comes to shove, we're going to be able to make decisions, even if it's on the eve of deck submission, because we've been doing all this testing and talking. Our brains are supercomputers. It is processing the information underneath the surface, and we have enough experience that we know how to prep for a tournament and pick a deck that we think is well positioned, even if some of it is off instinct. Not all of it's off data. We don't
Trust
keep
your
data.
instincts.
Like, we're not one of those teams that keeps a data sheet on like what's beating what.
I don't even use that hypergenic thing.
Yeah.
I've never used it for any games. I have a mathematical reasoning about why I don't do those things. So I think they take out they remove important factors from a calculation that's not based upon.
That is a trap, right? It's like, oh, let me discard some data because it doesn't help me make the calculation, but then your calculation is like warped.
Everything is so interconnected that a lot of times when you're looking at mathematical formulas to help you, this is not the best thing at the end of a video. But when you're looking
show
at
legendaries while you're talking.
so many Yodas, when you're analyzing like the odds of one specific thing, you end up in this game. If you did it in an actual like mathematical study, you'd talk about how they interface with each other. But if you're like, oh, my odds of drawing a 2-drop are this, I'm like, and like, what is it? That stuff can be useful, but it's not going to be more useful than just generally ballparking it. And I don't like getting into that world because then you hyperfixate on those and you don't think about like, okay, what are the odds of drawing a 3-drop also, or what about drawing my card that has such an impact in the meta? And what about when I have to mulligan for a specific card? What about things that have nothing to do with mulligan, but just like based on like game 2 with the sideboard? That's a good one.
Yeah, I've seen this I've learned this betting on sports. It's like, yes, everyone's got an algorithm, they've got a model, but the model can't take everything into account. Like, there are some things that can only be observed because the game is random. It is not played on a model. So it's not programmed to play on a model. So you do have to, or you do lose something by over-fixating on data that is actually irrelevant to how to play and win a game or a bet.
Yeah, that's why. Quick tangent, but the golf betting ones, you can like pick what stats you want to consider, and then it's cool.
Well, but that's my point. Like, you can pad the pick, but by definition, there's gonna be something you don't pick that is going to impact.
Oh yeah,
like the waterfall effect of like one of the things that you're not picking actually does impact one of the things that you're picking.
Right.
As that changes over time, the whole thing will moderately change. So, like, generally speaking, like, I want to know, I want to make sure I'm hitting my curve in this game, and I want to make sure like my whatever hits if I'm playing for like Vader or something like that. But I have triple dark raid when we were playing that card. Like, I kind of get the sense of that. And then one of the things that I'll generally do, would we get Mike?
Oh no, I was saying I was pouring one out for triple dark raid.
yeah.
But yeah, I think you guys get what I'm saying.
Picking up what you're throwing down, baby.
Don't forget, this guy comes into play ready sometimes.
That's a card that's on no one's radar screen. That's Fire Spray. That card just completely fell off the map, including when Django was around. Like, that wasn't even once.
I know. And that was like such a meta-defining card.
I'll just say this. I was playtesting some Fire Sprays last night. Me and Alex were up late casting Fire Sprays.
Boba 4? That's kind of spicy.
My build around Boba 4 yellow with Fire Spray. Who thought? Who knew?
Well, you can flip them right on there and attack. What is the attack for?
9?
8?
Dude, what about man? I want to see somebody play the double red Fire Spray. That's like a card that like I always look at and then I just like it. I never make the deck happen.
What does it do?
That card's cool. It's like attack and then ready it or something.
Oh, it's a legendary.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's cool. Oh,
is that hyper?
It's a hyper craving power. It's not like
Yeah,
worth anything,
nice.
but I did kill Bosk.
You're talking to some Kylo boys out here.
Yeah, you got to give it up to the Kylo boy.
I killed Grand Moff Tarkin too.
Rip.
I don't know. I'm probably gonna scrap the Kylo deck. I just played a game against that Vader yellow and got
Yeah, that's a
completely
tough
mopped.
matchup.
So I won't. I'm not playing any deck at Worlds that will lose to the Bothan network.
I think we ended on. Do we have anything else to talk about? That was.
I don't know. I always forget what else I have on these slides. No, that's it.
We made it to the end.
Well,
See
you know what we should do
I
is
will
like we
say,
should do an
2 weeks.
internal Patreon Q&A because I've seen some good ones. It's kind of slowing down, but I think we should just do that internally.
Yeah,
2 weeks from now.
I did a case break plus AMA yesterday, and Alan texted me, "What's an AMA?" And I said, "Why don't you text Google that instead?"
Yeah. Google
Why don't
it,
you
Alan.
And then you googly.
Old man.
All right, I got 2 boxes left of this case.
Sick.
So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, thanks for watching. We got one more podcast before the Galactic Championship. Oh, here's another Yaddle. We're at 2 Yaddles from this case. No Adigalias, though. I got a foil Minoc for Steve. All right.
Sick.
And yeah, we'll see you in the Discord. Hit us up.
Peace.
Later.